About the red hair pirate and my speculation for their devil fruits ability and so on. Okay, let's start with building building snake. My speculation for him is that he have a mythical Soen. That is Jormungandr. Is a Nordic mythical creature, one of Loki's sons. Loki have three children: Jormungandr, Fenrir, and Hela. And I think he have the Jormungandr mythical fruit with the tattoo, with the dragon tattoo. Uh, yeah, so we can go to the next one. So what I think here is that is in some way red hair pirates in some way are similar to the white hair pirate in that sense of they have bit diverse devil fruit abilities. For example, in Whitebeard's crew there was the most of them beside Whitebeard and Marco was Whitebeard was a Lugia user, and Marco obviously was a mythical Soen user, and many of the other was Paramecia users. Where I think here is most of the crew in Red Hair Pirates are Lugia user. The only one I don't think is a Lugia user is the Snake guy, Red Hair Shanks, and the guy with the monkey. I think Red Hair Shank, two of them have mythical Soen. Red Hair Shank have the mythical Soen, the Griffin, but I just have to say, I don't think Shanks himself have eaten that fruit. I think his sword have the ability of a Griffin's mythical powers. Obviously, I cannot say exactly what that means. Do that mean he control winds or tornadoes or something similar to that? But I think his sword have eating that ability, and we know that objects can also eat the devil fruits and take and consume their power into the object and this kind of thing. So I think rather Shanks have the mythical in his weapon, the Griffin, the Jormungandr, and then we have the guy I think is King Kong of the Red Hair Pirates. You have to go back. Where is this? Sorry for this. Okay. So here we have this guy Hongo. Hongo. My prediction for Hongo is that Hongo control shadows. That he have he controls shadows. But I think it's similar in some sense to Shanks, that it's not himself that controls shadow, but his sword can control. He can combine shadows with his blades. When the shadow touch, he can cut that object with his shadows. So his blade can reach much further cutting distance than a normal blade will do, because he can just use his shadows. It's similar to the guy in Naruto. The only difference here is that he can move around with the shadow. So for example, that he don't need to be a natural shadow, that his sword is the shadow that he has cut things. But with the reach of the shadow, and he can also combine the shadows that is natural on the ground. If in the shade, he can combine it with the sword and this kind of thing. It's just a prediction of Hong's ability. So yeah, and then so that means that he's more likely to be. That is interesting, I have to say, because Lugia is the element, and the sun, the wind, fire, earth, water are elements. That means that sun is a fireball in the sky. that means fire is sun belong to the fire, is the fire element. So that means that in combination with fire with the light from the sun and the air, in some way, I don't know exactly how shadow work, how the shadow is created, but it's something with it. You can only have shadows if you have sun somewhere in some way to get the shadow. You cannot get shadows in the darkness, like total dark. So you have to have dark and light to create shadows. So yeah, that is just my prediction for his ability. I cannot say so much more about him. That maybe if the red hair pirate and the black hair pirate will fight against each other, maybe he will be the guy who fight against Shiri of the Rain, and the snake guy will fight against Sundown Wolf, and this kind of thing. Go to the next one. Okay, so some of the characters are extremely hard to notice what kind of ability they will have. Some of them is really, really hard. I think, obviously I don't know any of them, any of the ability they will have, because it is just my pure prediction for their abilities. What, for example, Gab maybe have the mythical, so and the werewolf, and the monster. Monster, I think have the Soen mythical fruit King Kong. So yeah, monster have an ape. So maybe I think he can turn to King Kong. That is because King Kong is a very popular character, and we have not yet seen any character using the monkey fruit, like really the monkey fruit, not monkey ability, but the monkey fruit. So that I think is a possibility that he can transform to King Kong. That is his devil fruit, is King Kong. The other one is a possibility if he's not King Kong, that he have a mythical soul and that he's Suo Kong. But I think it's more likelier that he have the soul devil fruit. Or you can also maybe I don't know. I don't know if we can say that King Kong, because King Kong is not really a mythical creature in that sense, but he is maybe mythical in that sense of that he's a famous movie beast from the movies. So maybe in that sense we can call this a mythical. Okay, but anyways, I think he have the King Kong devil fruit. We can say for now the mythical soul and King Kong. So that means that we have, if I'm right, that means we have 4 Soen users in that clue. Some of them, I think, mythical. And then 1 Lugia user, the guy with the sword, prediction, obviously. Lucky Rouge. Lucky Rouge probably have some type of teleport ability, that he can teleport in a way, but same way we already have characters that can teleport things. Like Law, the guy with the sniper in the Blackbeard Pirates. So maybe, or Lucky Rouge just have the time fruit, that he can just rewind time in a way. I don't really know. Where is this? Okay. So Lucky Rouge, the time fruit maybe. uh, lime gin. Uh, bon- oh, I'm sorry. I mean, Bong Punch had the. Uh, that is interesting when I think about it. Monster and Bong Chi, both of them are crew members. Um, hmm. Maybe that is maybe a bit obvious. Monster. In a sense, I think maybe Monster is King Kong. The little monkey is King Kong. What is the reason why this is the reason why he called Monster, because his true form is King Kong. Then we turn to big gorilla. And Monkey Punch. Monkey Punch maybe have the mythical Suo Kong. So we have maybe Suo Kong, King Kong, Jormungandr, a famous werewolf, uh, Hongo controlling shadows, Lim Jin. I don't really know really what kind of ability Lim Jin will use. So yeah, that's what I mean. Some of them are really hard to guess what kind of ability they can have. So I say for now, Monster, the King Kong, Snake, Jormungandr, Hongong, Lugia, controlling shadows, Gap, Werewolf, and Rocky Rouge. The future fruit, the rest I don't know, and obviously Shanks. His sword have the mythical soul and the griffin. Um, so I think many of them. Yeah, that is just what I think. So that is just will be my prediction for some of the crew members that I can maybe guess what kind of ability they can have. Yeah, that's everything I really want to say. Okay.